You're not going to believe this, but I hit the trifecta this morning. I hit a home run, bases loaded, knocked it out of the park, and I'm going to share it with you right now. My name is Mr. 2020. You were listening to the Free Neville Goddard podcast with Mr. 2020. Coming to you live from Melbourne, Australia. It is 8:50 a.m., the 29th of June. Normally, I'm out here, about an hour and a half earlier? I have been writing up a storm, got involved in some interesting conversations between writings up storms, and one of them came from a friend of mine. Two others came from people I don't know all that well. But it goes somewhat like this. This is the pattern this morning. This is my trifecta. Hey, could you imagine lovingly for me? I'm having this problem again. All right. Let me ask you a question. Do you want to know what the question is? We'll get to it in a bit. So, hey, will you imagine lovingly for me? I'm having doubts. I'm watching a movie, trying to distract myself from my doubts. This is not word for word, but it's pretty damn close. And we just did a live call on this, magic to the max. Because as long as you deny the truth about you, there's room in you for doubt, and you will use doubt as a weapon against yourself. When you stop denying the truth about you, doubt becomes a tool. And you can start doubting bullshit, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Because, and I want you to write this down, you can listen to people who are full of shit. Or you can listen to people who give a shit. Sometimes it's a little hard to tell the difference, but I'll tell you this much. People that are full of shit often appear to give a shit. Meanwhile, they'll keep putting cat shit in your coffee cup. And you'll drink it because it's polite and you're used to the way it tastes. But I gotta be honest, cat shit is cat shit. You ain't getting that in my coffee cup. When I go to the pool, when I go to the gym, people run. They do, they run. They either run away from me or they run towards me. The ones who run away from me are the ones who, you know what, I won't listen to their shit. Right? And when running away, they could just be averting my gaze. They'll give me a polite wave, that kind of bullshit. But they know I'm not interested. They'll glance away quickly because they know I'm not someone who they can draw into their web of deceit. Because that's what cat shit is, isn't it? Hey, would you like some more coffee in that coffee cup? Yeah, right. Not everything that sounds sweet is. Sometimes the most loving thing is the most blunt thing. And so I do end up asking the question. I've asked it 3 times this morning. And so far, strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, they're out. How often do you listen to the podcast? Or I asked, do you listen to the podcast daily? And the answer today for all 3 was exactly the same. Nah, I don't. All right? Sometimes I get a not really, and I'll say, oh, cool. How often do you listen? When's the last time you listened? What was your strawberry bit from that episode? Oh, wow, it's been a while. I don't remember. Right, but you're listening to people that are full of shit every day. And suddenly your inner conversations are full of shit every day. And then you have a shitty life. And then it's like, hey, 20, I've got the same shit today that I had last time I reached out to you. Any chance you could? By the way, I don't mind imagining lovingly for you. It's an absolute pleasure. Neville Goddard taught to imagine lovingly for others. Because, well, if they accept the gift, they're blessed. If they don't accept the gift, it goes back to the giver. It's called the golden rule. Look that up. In other words, they've got free will to accept blessings and curses. They've got free will to accept or refuse any state. But odds are they probably don't remember that or know that if they're not listening to people who give a shit and are listening to people that are full of shit. Some people who are full of shit say that you've got no free will in my universe. Right. You ever wonder why your relationship is shit with them? right? You tell me I don't got free will. I'll just start right here. Let me ask you a question, right? Would you give me free will? Please, pretty please? Because I'm just going to keep arguing with you. But how can I argue with you about it if I don't have free will? Maybe you're giving... Anyway, it's all bullshit. But I seem to digress. So I've got a few suggestions. Maybe you've noticed I've been on fire this year. Something happened on Christmas Day. And it continues to ripple and grow. Something else happened exactly, well, what was it, 3 days ago? Anyway, about 6 months later after Christmas Day, another one popped up. I'm having a blast. And again, I'm not listening to people that are full of shit. I'm exploring with people who give a shit. So I do have some suggestions for you. By the way, here's what I mean by a suggestion, right? My mom ran her toes over with a lawnmower. You've probably heard about that in one of the recent episodes, unless you're tuning in very infrequently. And the neighbor hollered out, "Do you want me to call an ambulance, Peggy?" And I thought, well, there's blood all over the place. There's a woman screaming. There was a whap in a stall whenever it cut her toes off. All right, what a moron. And I'm not criticizing the neighbor. Ready? When you're listening to shit and eating shit and oozing shit, do you think I want you to sit next to me? Actually, I do. But I want you to take a shower. Shower the shit off. Wipe your ass. Grow the fuck up. Because what if this stuff was actually about growing up? And what if growing up meant becoming like a little child? Innocent, trusting, exploratory, explorative. More simply loving. What if you didn't have to carry all the weight of the world? It's your Father's good pleasure to give to you. We did a call on that too, called the Money Prayer. You're the owner of a boundless forest. But I gotta tell you, as long as you listen to people that are full of shit, like the news, right? You know, hearing about all the wars, worshiping the struggle, gotta persist. People that are full of shit, they'll tell you to persist, push. I'm gonna tell you to play. Because often, and we're just chatting about this in the mod squad, for most people, persist means per shit, right? Per shits, per shit dance, per shit stance. Stop standing in shit. Start playing. So here are my suggestions. Right? This is like your lifeline, your ambulance. Join Remarkable.com. It's $100 a month. Figure out how to do it. $100 a month is nothing. Right? Even as a child, I could earn $3 a day. For as far as I'm concerned, that's the base entry for us right now. You can join ManifestingMasteryCourse.com. But if you want to play with us live, if you want to listen to someone, if you want to dance with someone who gives a shit, who's not full of shit, join Remarkable.com. And finally, at NevilleGoddardStore.com, we've got a section there with all the new goodies, those new live calls. Start listening to them too. And for those of you that go, oh, he's always selling shit, right? We've got 3.8 million listens to almost 3,000 episodes of the podcast. Don't charge a dime for it. And some of y'all rarely listen. You know why? Could be that you're not hungry enough, right? You'll get there. Could be you don't believe that there's food on the plate. Ready? You get to put some food there. Could be that you believe that you can't eat it. I eat most of my meals with my fingers. I'm very primal that way. And this is one thing that I've discovered. True spirituality is also very primal. Go take a shower. Shower the shit off yourself. Stop drinking cat shit out of a coffee cup. Stop being polite. Start playing. My name is Mr. 2020. Imagine of something lovely, and let me know. By the way, share this if you've listened. I double dog dare you. Imagine of something yummy. Imagine blessing people by sharing this as we go into the silence. So this morning I was working on an article on money is speed. I've shared that in the podcast a lot. I've even got a little $7 pack on that. That's also at NevilleGoddardStore.com. But here's the thing, guys. Ready? Shit is slow. Money is speed. You want to know how full of shit someone is? Well, let me tell you what happened. You're not going to believe it. Like I was watching the debate the other day. And when I was watching the debate the other day, my wife came into the room. And when my wife came into the... Good Lord. Right? Speed. Have a great day. See ya.